Rising from the underground, from the Korakuen Hall to the Tokyo Dome, where the warriors bleed and the legends roam. Ryan Cook is on the mic with the fire and the flame. Alex Mello's in the booth, he's calling every name. They're breaking down the strong style, the king of sports tonight. New Japan is burning red under the neon light. From the Dragon Gate high flyers to the Noe ring, they hear the heavy impact and the way the cables swing. All Japan is standing tall while the DDT gets wild, watching every suplex like a long lost heavy child. It's WrestleCast Radio, coming through the screen, the hardest hitting stories that you've ever seen. From the AEW stage to the WWE, we're locking in the finish for the world to see. WrestleCast Radio, the circle and the square, the spirits of the champions are hanging in the air. Stardom shining bright with the glory and the grace. GCW's drawing blood across a broken face. 0-1 is hitting hard, the spirit never dies. They see the gold and silver through the commentators' eyes. From the indies in the basement to the arenas in the sun, they track the counted pinfalls until the war is won. No matter where the belt goes, no matter who might fall, Cook and Mello stay right here to break down every call. It's WrestleCast Radio, coming through the screen, the hardest hitting stories that you've ever seen. From the AEW stage to the WWE, we're locking in the finish for the world to see. WrestleCast Radio, the circle and the square, the spirits of the champions are hanging in the air. 3 count, bell rings, heavy metal thunder, tearing all the kayfabe and the mystery asunder. Lariat, brainbuster, powerbomb the floor. The fans are screaming out because they're begging us for more. It's WrestleCast Radio, coming through the screen, the hardest hitting stories that you've ever seen. From the AEW stage to the WWE, we're locking in the finish for the world to see. WrestleCast Radio, the circle and the square, the spirits of the champions are hanging in the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome as we are here. WrestleCast episode 252. Alex, I still gotta get used to that going, we are live and all that sorts of shit because, you know, we are live, but
I mean, we are live. I mean, that's the nice thing about it. I mean, are we as live as Andrade, you know, this past weekend in LA? No. Would we like to be? One day. I mean, how about his run? I mean, since he's been back with this company, at first we kind of laughed it off, but apparently in Andrade we trust, especially as we talked about the last few shows, you know, the punk route of essentially, hey, I really don't have any other options and I don't want to go to MLW, so let's kick some ass. And Andrade's out there having fun, as we will have tonight to discuss, dare we say, a quasi-masterpiece of a show, at least that the early half of the 19-match card and 7 hours of wrestling. AEW Revolution, Ryan. Wow, what a continuing hot streak this company has had since, what, 10 months?
yeah, ever since, I mean, right
A
before.
year, maybe, from Revolution to Revolution?
Yeah, right around Double or Nothing, I bet. Because it was a little bit before
Yeah.
we went to Texas, they started just
Texas.
hitting dynamites.
Because the Moxley Death Riders thing was a little like, I don't know. This is get his ass off TV, take the belt off him, and not in that good go away heat. But it was that go away heat, Moxley and the Death Riders, until the couple of months before, like you were saying, Double or Nothing there. Until we saw the wonderful Texas Death Match at last year's All In. But Ryan, we have another Texas Death Match to talk about for this past Sunday.
So I guess my question to you is two questions, I guess. Do we want to start at the pre-show and work our way down, or do we want to work backwards is the one thing. But the second thing is, can I give you, or I have a big picture thought about this, and I don't know if I should save this for
the company big picture or a certain wrestler, or what's your big picture?
When I watch this show and this show leading to, I guess saying the word quasi again because it's tight, with the company per se. I'm not always about the company, but like, I don't know, man. Like big picture theme. I got some things that I think are I think some people may see the same. I think there might be people that might not agree with it, but I will defend this till the day I die after what I watched.
Perfect. Obviously, that is MJF is the real true character and face of AEW. The main character, I should say. So
I know we say this a lot because we're all, these are so great and they do so much. I truly think this pay-per-view has solidified my thought that Tony Khan really doesn't know how to do a bad pay-per-view. Like, it's just...
Overindulgent? Maybe. But again, when you have the talent that you have and he gives you more bang for your buck, no one's throwing a 316 deal to get, 1,700 extra tickets for one day or whatever. I mean, hey, they made it reasonable. We're like, oh my God, we can go to WrestleMania again. But no, TK, Tony Khan, Mr. ILL, same as with me. This guy is, I mean, he's like us. He's one of the sickos, He's the guy that was like you, like my friend Dave and his older brother Marty, tape trading upon tape trading, I remember going to, his house in Park Forest, and I was just like, where are all these bootleg tapes and what are they? He's like, oh, this is a death match from this. This is an ECW show from 1995. And I'm like, what is going on? I just watched WWF. No, he just knows how to solidify a storylines. The progression has gotten so much better, I would say, since around the All-In period, as we were talking about, the hot streak. Dynamite has been, I mean, let's just say it, explosive for the last 2 months, where it has been, the must-see TV live or, pretty soon after. But no, it's hard to say when was the last time we were like, like I remember last year, I forgot which show it was. It was probably a St. Louis show. I was just like, yeah, it was a great show, but it just didn't have that thing. And then as we were talking more and more about the card, I was like, wait, this actually was a really good fucking show. Now, the reason why I'm perturbed about 2026 Revolution, Ryan, what's my first love? What do I love more than life itself?
Boobs.
What's that?
Boobs.
But because of movies is why I really, really enjoy a nice pair of boobs. But TK books in LA the same night as the Oscars, the 98th Oscars.
Oh, that's true. Shit, yeah.
In Hollywood. And I'm like, throughout the day, panicking. I'm like, how am I going to watch a 7-hour pay-per-view with a 4-hour Oscar telecast at the same time? No idea how I'm going to do this. And what do I tell you? And what do I tell everyone? Oscars come first. I've only missed one Oscar in maybe 35 years, I probably only missed one, and that was the Will Smith Chris Rock one. I came home really late from the cities, and I was just like, go on my phone about to go to bed. I was like, I'm pretty sure so and so won. Slap. But no, that was my only digression. But I watched the Oscars. I'm true to myself. This 2025 was a hell of a year for film. But AEW is just starting their 2026 pay-per-view schedule just on fucking fire. Again, you put that first 5 to 6 matches of this card, Ryan, against 2 years of WWE 4-match pay-per-views, and they have 36 events beat just in the first 4 to 5 matches.
Yeah. So, okay. So, I'm going to go on my point now here. I see people online talking about, man, these shows are so long sometimes. And that's why I said I wanted to fact check that before we got on the air here. And yeah. I tell myself, you mean to tell me you'd rather spend $200 for 4 matches in 3 hours, or you'd rather spend $100 and get 10 matches in 4.5 hours of a show? And if it drives me mental. I don't understand. That means that goes more towards that product is not wrestling fans necessarily. They're there.
I mean, again,
for
it's entertainment.
everything.
It's entertainment.
They're there for everything that everybody talks about. And this show, I mean, I look at the 10 matches that were on this pay-per-view, and I had 3 matches that all were over or all notebook, and I had 4 matches at 5 stars.
Okay.
There might be 4 matches on my match of the year list.
I swear to God, if you put that trios match at a 5-star, I'm going to punch you next week when we're at AEW Dynamite.
Well, the question is which trios match, but.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
I mean, and I've seen the main event is getting a lot of 3.5, 4 1/4, kind of around that range.
Are they stupid?
People are like, well, it was 47 minutes long. And here's my take. And I think let's do this. Let's start at the main event because now I'm already going into it. So let's just do that. Well, I understand that everybody was like, well, Hangman's had better of these kind of matches because they're shorter and they're more compact. I understand.
Shorter?
I understand.
Like
well,
4 minutes.
No, but the Moxley one, I think it was 33 minutes. And his Swerve one was 22, over half the time of this. But I don't think people are realizing the fact that this stip was a stip that legit drew a house. They oversold what anybody thought they were going to sell in this building. And they've done it before. So it's not like it's anything crazy, but at the same time, it's going against a company who's at 36,000 as opposed to 60 last year. And when those kind of numbers figuratively dropped, AEW was ahead of last year's Revolution in the same building. So it's it goes, in and out. If one's succeeding, one's not. It's the product now. And I know a lot of it could be the Cena gone hurts their ticket sales because of what that was. But they're over there not even knowing what to do on their product. And as somebody stated,
no clue what to do with their product. That's the funny thing about it. I mean, did you see the thing that they have dedicated workers that just watch All Elite Wrestling?
Yeah, in the office.
That's fucking crazy. Give me that job. Pay me those 6 figures.
So you got Tony Khan, who's booked half of the next show already on his pay-per-view.
He's booked all the way till All In London, pretty much. You can pretty much pinpoint 3 to 4 top matches already heading into that direction, possibly.
So when you look at all this, and then you look at the high stakes stip that they put on this match, where stipulations matter.
Controversial.
Stipulations matter because they actually follow through with their stipulations in this company. So it actually means something when you lose something like this. So, of course, Hangman should have a 47-minute match. Of course, he should be doing everything in his book. He pulled out the CM Punk treatment and brought out the dog collar, to which MJF sold beautifully that he was terrified.
Not again.
It was so good. MJF, when he breaks the glass and gives the crowd the finger, who's too stupid to realize, well, now he left a target on him, and then he gets dragged on it. So it's like,
He's like, I'm not gonna do any of that. What did he say? Like,
I'm not doing it.
garbage
Yeah, he goes, I'm not doing any of that
backyard
garbage shit. I'm not doing any of that indie shit. And then he gets pulled
Which
back
again,
in the
when he
ring.
did that, I was like, oh yeah, and I was like, oh dude, you're gonna be. But that's why MJF is MJF, because he's a heel of every fucking generation and period in professional wrestling, and that's why he comes out as Terry Funk,
It
not
was
as
beautiful.
a fuck you, as an homage of like, this is what I'm going to do. Then they have 5 different hardcore based matches, death matches, dog collar matches, last man standing matches, choke out matches, where you're like, where is this going?
Somebody said, "Oh, he's doing a tribute to the JDC's retirement." I was like, "God damn!" But you know why it didn't bother me too that this match was as long as it was and as slow paced as it was, is because nothing else was slow paced on the show really. So when you finally let something breathe and tell that story instead of every match being that way, it makes it that much better. It makes it that much more special being Hangman went through all that, and it makes MJF look that much better of a champion. And you are losing nothing with this because Hangman can do now, he can go do the Continental Classic. He's never done that before. I think he'd be a breath of fresh air in that thing. And if you really want to get him in the title picture again, there's a very, very easy way that you can do this in a couple of years where the crowd, I guarantee you, would not shit on it, is if you get somebody like Swerve who goes back to being a babyface and is your champion, and he walks up to Tony Khan or whoever the fuck, right? And he goes, the only person I've never definitively beat like that is Hangman Page. And he's like, I can't challenge for the title. I'm sorry, brother. And he goes, no, but I can challenge you. Who the fuck is going to say no to it if it's Swerve doing it?
Book it.
You know what I mean? And that's how he still doesn't even have to win, but nobody's going to bite at it. So I think they did this perfectly. Everything hit. Everything they did meant something. And I'm going to say right now, this is 1A, 1B to probably Okada Tanahashi for my match of the year right now at the end of the first quarter.
Okay, let's talk about that. So
I fucking loved it.
So Wrestle Kingdom 20's main event, I thought I not embarrassed, but I was like, oh, people are going to make fun of me. Because for me, it's a tie between Okada, Tanahashi, and I fucking love that tag match, man. The finals of number one contendership, the 150 versus
the
Power
Ishii
and
one
Ice
against
Power and
Knockout
Ice.
Bros. Yeah.
No. Oh God, that one too.
Umaran.
Umino and Yuya Uemura versus Taichi and Ishii.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's easily 1B.
Talk about
Possibly
those
2.
3 teams working each other in this first quarter. Like you bringing that up so that because the tag match with the Knockout Bros and Umino. Oh my God.
Like, oh yeah, that match. Whoops. But no. So going in, I stayed off the internet all Sunday night. Monday, I got my ass up early, went to work. In a storm, and I was like, "Don't go on the internet. You don't have time to go on the internet." But I was listening to a podcast and they started with the main event. I was like, oh shit, I got to turn this off. They're like, this match was for, I was like, damn, it's that long of a thing. It's AEW. It makes sense for the stipulation. Turn off the podcast. Cool. Come home, watch half of it Monday, finish it yesterday, minus 2 matches. And I was just all like, I think I would do myself a disservice if I could watch these other matches anytime, and if I didn't sit down and give my undivided attention to Hangman, Adam Page, and MJF. And I'm so fucking happy I did, because we would not be doing this podcast right now. Because what they do, like Adam Page comes out, he does this cowboy shit. Then they do MJF, America's favorite Jewish cowboy, and then he does the old Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, at the ranch
Yeah,
at the
with
ranch there.
the narrating at the beginning and
Yep,
shit. That was great.
doing the whole narration, doing the Western twang. And then he gets off the horse. He does the whole MJF thing. You're like, oh, this is kind of like a cool thing. And then you see like a makeshift grave tombstone, and it says Hangman Adam Page,
And he's
and he
pissing on
just
it.
fucking takes a piss. And I'm like, there's a few people in my life right now where I just want to tell them I cannot wait to piss on your grave. And I was like, MJF is doing it for me. And then they come out, and like I said, the Terry Funk inspired gear, and you're like, this MJF is fucking awesome. And then it's a match, and then you get the mirror spot, or the big mirror spot with the glass just breaking in the ring. And then you get like everything just made sense within this story.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that made me appreciate, well, besides the syringe through Adam Page's cheek and then him squirting out the water out of the syringe, I'm like, oh, that's fucking brilliant. But the thing that got me is about almost halfway through, everyone's bloodied already. It's AEW, but everyone's bloodied already. Yeah. And they're both, or MJF is down and he's trying to beat, 10. And he just like gets up and just stumbles back down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, that's the best showcase of the hell that, they're going through right now. And then later on in the match, Hangman does the exact same thing as he's on the outside and he's trying to get up, after probably, I don't know, getting hit on his head numerous times through a table, on a table, in the ring, outside of the ring, dead-eyed or not. But he does the exact same thing, and then they call it in the in the broadcasting thing. And then again, you get every set. You even get an exploding soundboard, Ryan. A multiple little. It was like a throwback to the. What was it? The Japanese exploding barbed wire death match.
And I don't even care how corny that was. Like.
And it was bigger. It was bigger than that blast, but. These guys told a story where I honestly, Ryan, I was going in a little like irritated where I'm like, God, I was one of those people. 45 minutes. But then, like I said, once the entrances are on, I had my surround sound all the way to 11. And I was like, let's go. Hangman never fails me. He's always great on the chase, as I say. Mm-hmm. But when we see him win championships, as we have seen him live, whether it's Full Gear 2021 or All In Texas 2025,
we've seen
there's
both.
Nothing bigger and better than Page doing this. But with MJF just saying, no, this is my time, brother. I was gone pretty much 3/4 of 2025 filming movies, trying to better myself, getting new hair, new this. Which, by the way, those spikes into the head, into those transplants, I love how Danielson was like, he just got that hair. It was just brilliant. And then for it to end with, the dynamite gimmicky diamond ring there, how that plays a part, and then the whole throwback to the chain choking over the top rope. It was just magical. And by the end of it, I was like, you could have went the full hour and I wouldn't have given a shit. Because again, people bitch about stories and the lack of stories, me being one of them sometimes. But sometimes if you have the two right guys that know and can play off of each other, they can make art. And that's what MJF is. He's a complete artist, whether it's music, acting, wrestling, clearly, and MJF or Adam Page coming off, being, as a teacher, that's art in so many ways. And then knowing all the other creativity that the staff of his school probably had, and then learning from an Omega, from the Bucks onto art and craft a story in the ring. There's nothing better than that. Mm-hmm. You can give me 9 returns in the first hour and a half, and I'd be like, whoa, and I did. But where this pay-per-view ended, where MJF is fucking standing on the lifeless body of Paige since he cannot piss on him. But as he says, your championship hopes are over. You are on a stretcher because I had just made you pass the fuck out and end your chances to ever hold us again. Let me do it for you one last time. Fucking brilliance.
You know what's so good about it too? Is he beat him by himself. Like he just choked, like, and this was like Suzuki Goto type choking. Like that motherfucker didn't have his hand in there. He was just like, I'm gonna hold my breath and hope for the best. And he was just getting strangled. Like I'm watching this going, well, that's the end of the Hangman because there's no coming back from this one.
And it was so instant. Like when we saw the Moxley thing, the same finish. It took a while. Like this took him, I don't know, maybe less than 10 seconds, but it was great because again, the ring and the beating and the choke, with the gimmick, with the collar, and he just fades. And Remsburg brilliantly just looks at her. He's like, "No, it's done. Like, call that shit."
Yeah.
Because Paige, you could sense it that he passed the fuck out.
Well, how good of a thing too, and I'm glad you brought that up because what a way to, people give him shit, they have shit for the way he does things, but like we had the match stip, we ran the match stip the whole time, but he was like, that dude's dead. It's over. I don't care about the step. You won. Let's get him the hell out of here. And that's what a ref should do.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, oh, God.
Rosberg's top. I mean, he's so good. He's so good.
And instead of like, come on, I need you to get up. 7. No, this motherfucker, okay, he's dead. Go home. Just leave. Still champ. Like, that's how it should be. And, Hangman goes out where he never quit. He never gave up. It's his body just quit on him.
Yeah.
But he did everything in his power. And I think if you do this right, you almost make him a bigger deal, like a bigger baby face. And
you need to cool him off, honestly. And rumors are, he's going to take some time off. Of course, he has 2 little kids at home there. But yeah, this is a perfect time. Because before we were always, when he would disappear like 2-3 years ago randomly for large chunks, you're like, where's Hangman? Like, what just happened? He would just like disappear, like Brian Cage or something. And then, and you get it. They have such a deep bench that, cycling in. That's what we always say this company does really well.
Go let that dude heal a little bit after the shit.
This guy's had two death matches within less than a year from each other. So yeah, he definitely deserves some time off.
So I'm glad we're on the same page. I feel like I've been on the island for a lot of it, so I wasn't.
And you know me with Hangman, like I'm hit or miss. I love him on the chase, but as champion, I just don't find it as fun.
Yep.
Because you know what a Hangman main event is going to be. He's going to get that, that fucking Magnum TA, not Magnum Tokyo, Magnum TA look, with the eyes and the hair. You're like, oh shit. But you can kind of pinpoint how a match is going to play out, whether, whoever the opponent is. But when he's going for the title, you're like, I don't know where this is going to go. It's going either way. I thought the building up to the number 1 contender with the mini tournament with your Okada, your Andrade, your Hangman, and whatnot. Like, I thought that was just great. Your swerves, like, I thought that was just great television. Mm-hmm. And again, that's what Dynamite and Collision, even though I don't watch it as much or hardly, anymore, has just been telling those stories. And we don't need to see a fucking Austin Theory kneeling down to a Maxine Dupree in the back of another backstage vignette because no one gives a shit. Like, I respect what Maxine Dupree has done to build her character and her ring work from what it was. Maybe she could help the Vision in a way. But
what the hell are you
in the long term?
About?
But in the long term, it's not going to matter. It's a real thing.
Oh God.
Because it's a Triple H Easter egg. Oh, anyways, yes. They just tell the stories, the right way as it should be in the ring. Um, and match of the year, it's definitely going to be on that list. But we got a few people coming back that are saying, hold my
Oh my God!
insert drink here. It was like when we went to All In 2021 in my hometown of Chicago, and we see Danielson and Cole come out with Ruby Riot. Shout out to the Riot Squad, throwback.
Riot.
But everything happened in the fucking beginning, Ryan. Everything, but it just worked out really well.
Yeah, and even for the one that I was confusing, I can't wait to give my take on that when we get to their point. But so real quick, let's start knocking through this card because we're a half hour in. We got a 26-minute time limit here, y'all. So just bear with us. I thought the Dogs against Cassidy, Darby, Roddy, I went 3 3/4. Thought it was a fun match. I think it would have been better if they would have just saved. Here's the thing: is if you want to make the show shorter, put this match on Dynamite.
Yeah,
and it would have tore the roof off. Seeing this match at a Dynamite would have fucked.
Yeah, that's a main event or a great opener. I get it though. You need, people come and pay to see your Cassidy, your Allen. You have the new Click. You David Finlay making, his AEW debut from a few weeks ago, the night of, I think, of our last show. And kind of reuniting in AEW, I think is great. Gabe Kidd is pissed off. Fuck New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Hell yeah, fuck Hiroshi Tanahashi.
And, I think Khan, he's a smart guy, like we're saying. So he's going to book this guy as the guy. Mm-hmm. I don't think they need to go for the trios titles right away, especially with them losing. But these are the guys that should beat the shit out of your champions, I'll say. Come 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line. Fuck, do it at All In.
Well, I think tonight it was
Kidd back.
Kidd and Darby in a coffin match on Dynamite tonight.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought he went to the thing. It was like, I ain't waiting for shit. Fuck Darby. I want him on Wednesday.
I mean, they're already dragging him through deserts and shit, so that makes sense. Gabe Kidd, though, I mean, maybe that's our way to get him back to Japan, I guess. Write him off for a few months, but
we need him for Sakura
disciplinary. Yeah, but no, I mean, this was one of the matches I didn't get a chance to watch because I figured I could pop this on before after this week's Dynamite and be happy. I knew there weren't stakes involved, so I was like, I felt comfortable, but I know this match is going to rock and Fuck New Japan.
It was a lot of fun. It was a car crash. It was like a 12-minute just shit happening, and there was a point where Clark Connors spears Darby Allin off the apron while Connors runs through the ring and does like a suicide dive and spears Darby, kind of like Big E used to do, and they fall off the apron.
Yep.
He hit him like it was Goldberg hitting fucking Raven on Nitro. I thought he broke his neck on the way down. I mean, it was this. If Clark Connors is going to throw spears like the way he throws it, then him and Ben K are the only ones allowed to do them. Because this was like watching Ben K spear KZ. Like, it was disgusting. I was like, we rewound it like 3 times. We're like, ah! It was like 2019 King of Gate when Ben K won to get the shot at Pac, and just smoked him. So you'll enjoy that. You'll definitely enjoy that. Nice. But fun match.
This was a time where I wish Darby Allin was your TNT champion just for Clark Connors to take it off him. Yeah. Like, I think that he would be a really good champion, whether it's a national or whatnot. But let's start with the trios first.
Look,
he's got a great upside. I love me some Clark Connors.
Yeah, between him and his woman, I mean, they're 2 of the hottest things on TV.
Oh God!
And I said this, and there's like 8 or 9 of us in Discord watching this now. And I just want everyone to remember, 2022, your Royal Rose winner was Tekla. So 4 years later, y'all can suck my ass. I've been trying to tell you about this chick. She was in Julia's faction too.
Yes,
So she was Dona de Mundo. So, but but before we get into that, 2 matches hit before that. Andrade El Idolo against Bandito. Let me ask you this off the bat, Alex. Did you watch this match?
Yes, I did, sir.
This match got a standing ovation 5-star from every single person in the chat. Or every single person in this card. When it was over, there was people going, holy fucking shit. That was when Bandito did the greatest 21-plex I've ever seen in my life. And all he had to do was do it while he was laying flat. It looked so much better.
Who do you think realized it, Andrade or Bandito?
Andrade.
When I watched it, I was like, who was this?
That was an Andrade spot. I
Brilliant.
almost guarantee it because he's never done it till him. So that's me thinking he goes, have an idea.
God, see, he's making so much headway since his return. I love this guy.
I mean, how stiff it was. Some of the shit. This match was fucking incredible. This is the reason that you would go to like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla or order their DVDs in like their heydays, because you'd be like, oh, I know I'm going to get Andrade versus Bandito, and they're going to give him 20 minutes, and it's going to be the best match I've seen all year. Like, this match was... And I've seen people who are like, oh, this is really good. They could have saved this for Dynamite, too. Fuck that. This match was a 10.
No,
like,
especially where they were at. And did you notice... I mean, obviously, LA, and clearly with the talent involved, I'd say it was probably 50% Hispanic in that crowd. If not more. I kept looking, they would show them, especially when they had the new camera, the Noah-esque, but more zooming in on your crowd or your certain people.
Okay. They need to stop that shit off. When they kept showing these people in the crowd, I'm like, can you fucking stop?
Well, because then they would be like, oh, we're on TV, or hey, we're on so yeah, it was a little weird.
Oh, shit. Like, and it's not something that they've ever really done before.
No, and they're trying new stuff, so kudos to them. But
fair. I'll give them that.
Just, it's fine because, hey, what if we get on TV next week?
Yeah, that's true.
But with what they've, again, going back to the Hispanic audience, it was just great to kind of see them be appreciative as fans in their territory. And yeah, this is a pay-per-view match. Because Andrade's been on such a fucking heater. Bandito had a hell of a 2025, my number 2 wrestler of 2025. And what they did was magic. Like, this is the La Sombra I've always heard about, but never watched. I was so just familiar with Andrade and the E. And I'm like, oh yeah. Or in AEW the first 2 times, I want to say, where you're like, man, this guy's giving everything, and it just didn't click with the audience. From that baggage, I'm sure that he had and, whatnot, but he's having fun. You got to get rid of the gimmick with the influencers. You could do the pants thing all day long. Like, hey, do it night and day.
Thank you for saying that. Not to cut you off, but I'm so glad you said that. When Bandito can't get the pants off, so Andrade just bum rushed his. I was like, thank you. Yeah. If this was the other show, they wouldn't have known what to do.
Yeah. Oh God, dude.
You know what I mean?
You're old. I'm old. You're old. WrestleMania.
Yeah, he was like,
hey, Punk's old. Did you know that?
Oh, I did hear he's old, which is something you don't.
He's old.
People say it's taboo to not say.
Punk's old, apparently. But no.
And he's not his favorite Samoan, and it's a disrespect to call him Joe.
Oh, yeah.
So, by the way,
I'm assuming this is your other 5-star match, though.
This is number 2 of them.
Perfect.
This was incredible. And then he hit that flipping butterfly suplex off the fucking middle rope. I was like, let's go, man. This is just. And then then Bandito had the Super Dragon mask, which was really cool.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know. It was just fun.
Now we're gonna keep
we
the
get
fives
to see,
rolling.
Yeah, now we get to see Andrade. I don't know who he's gonna get as a trios guy, but fuck, man, him and Mystico.
Well, here's what I think you can do too: is now you can have him get a Ring of Honor World Title match. Now you got your Super Card of Honor match if you're doing that in April.
Yeah, people are going to want to see them run it back, and that's a fantastic call.
And then you can have Bandito beat him because, you know, he got the title match, but, you know, he couldn't get...
Do you know where the show's at?
No, but I will definitely look to see.
Because if it's on the West Coast or Texas again, yeah, that shit's going to sell. Get that in a 5,000-seater with those two. But as Ryan was saying, let's keep the fives rolling.
Oh, my
Don
Lord.
Callis family, your brand new AEW Trios Championships, because what was it? Hangman Rodeo? Jet
Set Rodeo.
Were Hangman and, of course, Jet Speed, which consists of Mike Bailey and the phenomenal Kevin Knight. We love us some Mike Bailey as well. But a shout out for the sounder from the past, I guess. And Mystico comes out. He does the whole, you know, slow song. People are going crazy. Like I said, Hispanic, so good call, Tony Khan. And then Jet Speed come out with the Mystico-inspired lucha masks as well. And it was so fucking fun to watch Mystico grapple with Okada. And I love how they brought up, Okada actually, he started training in Mexico. Love how they brought that up. Love how they brought up, you know, his you know, love of lucha and how he, you know, was brought up within that system. And then Mystico just gliding throughout the match. But Ryan, let's be real. The real fucking great story of this match is Aussie Open. When I said last show, wouldn't it be great if we get an Aussie Open reunion? And we got it within a week. And we got it within a couple of shows. Fuck yes.
They were so cool,
and we got it. And
man.
Just every point of this match made sense. You had the power of the drop kicks with Kevin Knight and Okada. Who's going to deliver the better one? It's clearly Okada, but man, Kevin Knight, that boy is so in the clouds. But no, this was just a new champs. We had new champs. You have two Bell Kyle, you know, going back to the TNT title. You got Okada, you know, with, I forget which continental championship he has, but the man who has not been lost in the shuffle, when his tag partner went down about a month ago, he has looked phenomenal. He's gotten in so much better shape since his partner got hurt in a weird way. He looks like a brawling brute that we need in pro wrestling right now. Get this man a fucking... I don't know if Fletcher's going to turn face or whatnot. I don't want these two to ever separate again, but god damn.
Oh, they were hitting Kevin Knights with all their tag moves too. They brought those back.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they were killing people.
But no, Mark Davis is a treat. This match was wonderful. Was this 5-star number 3?
Yes, hell yeah. This was... I didn't even have to think about it. This was so good. And Okada, and you know why it was so good too, is you could tell Okada was like, yep, I'm here to work tonight. So you had everybody playing ball. And then it was so cool too when, I didn't even catch it at the end when they won, the Mystical is all elite thing. And then when they showed that, you know, that the dual contract, I was like, fuck yeah. What a great move. And you know why
Smart move, Tony Khan.
You know why it's smart is because then somebody like, oh, here comes the New Japan thing all over. Nope, not even close. Because today Claudio signed with CMLL.
Oh.
So Claudio's a dual contract guy. These guys are doing great business together, and it's working.
And what's nice is, you don't need Mystico there every week. No. That's a definition of a cycle wrestler.
Now, motherfucker, I hope we get him Wednesday. I hope we get him next week. I've never seen Mystico live.
I've seen Sakara live a few times. What if, though, we get Mystico and Mark Davis?
Holy shit. Dude, there's so much that
the way he would get thrown around by Mark Davis. When we get Fletcher and Mystico.
Oh my God. Like
In a
there's
ladder match for the TNT Championship, we're in the bottom of the ring. I can't say that joke. Bottom of the ring is a ring of fire.
dude, there is so many potentially dope things we could see at the show, like coming off of where they are at. Oh my God.
What if when Will Ospreay beats Vanilla Swirl tonight, he says, Okada, I want you next week in St. Paul, Minnesota, 1 hour time limit.
Take my money. I almost said something.
They already did. Well, my money, but happy birthday. But press passes, let's go.
We'll
We already got our
working on that.
tickets.
But then you get a match that, once again, this show had so much of things that people loved and were for everybody. Gentleman in our Discord who's been running around with this Mr. Release the Tapes himself. After Tekla Statlander, he went, oh my God, that's going on my list.
Wow.
Like, I went 4 1/4. I thought it was fucking great. Like, I think if they would have gotten rid of 2 out of 3 falls and just had a single match, I don't know if it would have made it better. But I can tell you, I'm glad it had some time, because these two women beat the shit out of each other. That bump Statlander took on the stairs was like, dude. And Tekla is just so good at everything she does. And then she hits those 2 brutal fucking stomps to beat her. Oh my God, it was good. And once again, it shows that's why Statlander's a day oneer who's going to be there as long as she wants to, because, man, she knows how to make talent look good. Statlander is a pro's pro. That she's like, I always talk about Tony Nese. Like, you got to have people like that on your roster.
Mm-hmm. This was the second match I did not watch, just because I was like, I was spoiled on the finish. Meaning the winner, but it was something where I'm like, okay, I can go back and watch, just because, I know I have been a Statlander fan, probably since 2021, where I was like, oh, just a little more work, she's got it, and she put in the work, and, through 3 gimmick changes and 1 Dynamite many years back, like 2 years ago, she had an interesting championship reign. I thought it was better than what most people thought.
Yeah, I'm with you. It was everything it needed to be. It didn't need to be more than that. It
was something where we wanted her to be champion for so long, because whether it was due to injury or it was limbo, or she was kind of like tied to the TBS championship, which is fine. That's where you needed to kind of see her grow and see how she can be carried as a champion. It was like a Adam Page title reign, where you're going to get a fucking good match. You're going to get something good. It's going to be maybe 3 to 5 minutes, a little too longer than maybe it should have been. Mm-hmm. But here we go. They retain yet again, where Tekla's all action. She's all, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. I don't care if you're big ass Chris Statlander from Andromeda. I don't care if you're fucking Mark Davis. I don't care if you're Clark Connors. I'm going to stomp the living shit out of you. I'm going to do the backwards walk. And then, you know what? I'm going to stomp the shit out of you again. And this is something that she's trying to elevate your Julia Hart, your Sky Blues, with the triangle of Matt. I love these fucking names. So I'm excited to watch this. I think Statlander, I don't think she needs a cool down.
No,
My issue is like her backstage vignettes I've seen over the last couple of weeks have been really good. I like the lead up promo video for this match. I did watch that, but my thing is just the mic work. And once she hits that, she will be that total package. There are rumors that she might jump. I think she could fit easily there. But with the whole Royce Keys thing, I don't know if anyone's going to really jump for a while. unless you're Hiromu Takahashi. But Statlander, I'm really excited to see where this goes, and I mean the depth of this fucking women's roster, man. They have a tag division that is exciting, Ryan. That includes the Iconics. But they have I'm not saying, but they have a tag division built better than most men's tag division in all of wrestling, all over the world.
Did you see the Iconics debut match? It was a 10.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do.
Yeah, they went out there and talked all this shit, and then fucking Windsor and Jamie Hayter beat the fuck out of him and won. If that's what the Iconics are going to be, if they're going to be the female Stalker Ichikawas, I will take them all day, because that means going exactly back to the Statlander Tony Nese type concept. They understand the business, and it has nothing to do with winning or losing. It's how do I get myself on TV? I could lose in 5 minutes every single Wednesday, but guess what? I'm on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
you know what? They keep losing and losing. And then you somehow, if they do it right, if they can kind of find that little spark, they will have the fans in the palms of their hands until they want them to turn and win that title in Australia, Grand Slam 2028, and, get that big pop there. So, I mean, it's all going to work out in the end. They're successful for a reason. They've been in the business for over 10 years for a reason. So they know, and The Rock loves them. So they must be doing something.
They said, we're going to have you come out and talk, have your, witty comedic banter you have. And then the wrestling match will be a minute, but we'll make it a 10-minute segment and let you get over by your character and not your wrestling. Because, that's not what you're known for, but you're known for great characters, so let's put that out there, and then have you just get beat up. People are going to love it. And they did, and it was perfect. And that's where, once again, they understand the business. I saw a video. It was a short on YouTube, and it gave me a different outlook on Chelsea Green. Not to change subjects, but it kind of reminds me of this of the Iconics. She's being interviewed. I don't know. We'll just say Chris Van Vliet. I don't remember who it was, but we'll just say it's him.
I mean, besides you, he's the top interviewer in all of.
Thank you, Alex. And he's like, or they're like, why are you so comfortable being the butt of all the jokes? And she goes, because the butt of all jokes puts me on television. The butt of all jokes gets me a contract. The butt of all jokes paid for my house. It's exactly.
She's a character.
Yes, she understands the fucking business. She goes, I put myself out there. I get on TV more because I look like an idiot and people want to laugh at that. Now I'm getting paid more. I'm getting booked more. Like she said, she goes, I built my own house with Matt. We built it from the ground, having somebody do it for us. I wouldn't have had that money had I not shown ass and been on TV. And she goes, look at
know she can wrestle. The real ones know she can wrestle. And now it's, like you've always told me, cash that check. Yeah. Like you're good. And then now she has the merch. She has the hats. So she can get more of that check. And good on her. Yeah. Good on her for having that pool, probably along with Cody. Hey, let's bring back my husband. He's been trying for years. Yeah, let's bring him back. Okay, Chelsea. Like what Doc Hendricks said in fucking Unreal season 2 about her. Like she doesn't need to be the big star. Yeah. She doesn't need to be that. She's here to do that. No, I mean, in a sense, he's wrong about her not being a top star, but he's right about we need people like her, as you were just saying, to get that other person over, to make them shine, but you're going to remember Chelsea Green in the end because of the total package of what she is.
There's a reason, going back to your Oscars, Alex, that there's a supporting actor category and an actor category.
Yeah.
Because some people are just, if you can get into that spot, you're going to make a career out of it, because there's people that can't swallow their pride and do that. She does it. And to Doc Hendricks' credit, where I understand that his comment got taken and people didn't like it, I think it slightly came out of context, because I think, just like you had said.
Oh no, he doubled down, meaning he meant what he said. But someone asked him, like, do you still agree? He's like, oh yeah, I do. And I'm like, it's.
But at the end of the day, that's you need to have people that you can classify into that role and be comfortable with it and not bite into the peer pressure of, oh, well, fuck, what do we do? Jade Cargill's complaining about things, and now she's putting Rhea Ripley on blast, and now, oh, let's just turn it into a fucking work on TV so people don't. No, you don't see Chelsea Green doing that, and that's where, like I said, we're like
she stood up for her. She wasn't even her Chelsea Green character. She stood up for Ripley. You know, she was saying she's the most kind-hearted, you know, most professional. You know, and I'm like.
So
okay, she's a real one.
So as where people shit on good old Doc for his comment and whatnot, it's to me that's a compliment. Because you have to put your trust in that person to make your stars. I understand it looks like you're throwing them under the bus, but you could say the same thing about a guy named Beautiful Bobby Eaton. And that guy had an incredible 30-year career or whatever. Because people knew that he was good enough that they could trust him to get the next guy over. And he was comfortable being in that role because he just got to wrestle like he wanted to. And it doesn't matter on the outcome. You're going to get paid. She doesn't give a fuck about wins and losses. No. And you can utilize her as that loss post to get the next people over because you can trust her in the program. And that's why I say, is you know, as much as he got shit on for it, it's the truth. And and she, you know, literally in the same way doubled down and agreed to it without. And now her part, she said way before this. So I mean, it wasn't like her going after him. This was probably like 6 months before that. But it's like that's where Statlander is. Is she knows that I'm gonna have a job for life if I just be the employee that you're supposed to be. And I'm not saying you're supposed to be a certain way, but the reason she got this title run is this is a, hey, thank you for doing what you're doing and the commitment you continue to give us every year you're under contract and continue to stay with us. Hey, we have a little stopgap in our stories. We'd love to just belt you up and just let you shine with it while we figure out the next step. Do they say that? I don't know. But as a promoter, that's the approach I take with her because I think she would go, that's fucking cool. Thanks, man.
It's something that should have happened sooner, but again, just a derailment from an injury or like you said, you know, kind of a different, you know, story.
And you wanted to make sure you
know,
couldn't belt her up and she'd get hurt again, too. You know, like, I like what you said with the injury. Like, that's a good point because you want to make sure she can still go.
But also, I think the mic work was just, you know, whether it was backstage or live, it just needed to improve. And while it did, she showed more character, more persona, you know, late 24, 25. You know, I think it benefited her. But, you know, once she figures that out, she's right there, you know, she can come back out, you know, as a heel, you know, she's like, fuck y'all, you know, I'm gonna do me now, you know, and she's tried that before. She's tried that gimmick, but you know, kudos to her for, you know, going like you said with anything she's thrown at, and she usually takes the ball and run with it. You know, it's just unfortunate circumstances that sometimes, you know, halts that momentum, as it did with Powerhouse Hobbs or Brian Cage.
Well, like with Statlander, like you never hear her causing trouble.
No.
Like, and I know we talk about that with people
in Texas, too. You know, when we saw the wrestler, she was chilling, you know, having a good time, you know, just being and mingling with, you know, all her coworkers and, you know, the people that just put on one of the best shows in wrestling. So, no, Statlander's great.
Kudos to her. You're going to enjoy that match. Joy in matches here. Swerve, Brody King.
Ooh, I liked it. A lot of people aren't liking this match.
Really?
Man.
I went 4.5. I went 4.5. I thought this was great. I thought it was stiff. I thought it was snug. Look, I love Brody King, but you know, I knew Swerve was gonna win. That he's there to get Swerve continue to elevate the heel character. But goddamn it, I'm gonna say the same thing with Brody King that I say about Statlander, Josh Alexander, guys like that. He's so good. You can heat him up, get him in a big match, get the guy over, and then you can do what you need to with him. And then when the next guy's ready, you go, hey, Brody, we got a program that we need to get somebody going. You know, all right, here I go. And Brody's going to get that motherfucker over. And everyone's going to go in the back and go, God damn, we're glad you're on our side. Because once again, it's a show. You know, and you got that supporting actor who can make the actor, everybody gets paid. You get a bigger gate, you make more money, Brody King's getting paid putting the next guy over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this was, God, man, some of the bumps he took on that fucking floor and the apron.
And they played the injury, kind of in the back half of the match, so it was just like, how is he going to get out of this? But Brody just utilizing his strength would, kind of overcome the swerve. I mean, the early house call, kind of, minutes into the match, I was just like, oh my God. But again, just kind of the match to prove who was the most dangerous wrestler, Ryan, had it was a regular match. Like, it didn't have any stipulation, no, like, hey, we're going to have a blindfold cage match, or we're going to have a Taipei, but like a Singapore cane match. The match that they were saying, I'm more dangerous. I'll just go out there and have a regular match. Like, you're just like, huh? But I loved how the referee let him go, with the animosity of the story. The announcers, kind of pointed to that as well. And yeah, it's just
those
a
bumps.
Nice quick finish, kind of, in a way. Kind of Nana, got the cinder block. Kind of at the end of the match there was kind of a fun thing. But Swerve, like, he's that tweener right now. I think Nana not being all showsy in the beginning, everyone's all serious. The new song, I wasn't really sure about this right away when he kind of did the turn with the Omega, kind of feud there last month. But it just looked like he was more comfortable, and he was like, I don't have to be kind of play to the crowd of being a heel. I could just be smug. I could just tell the quote unquote truth. And the truth was this match. And what do we get at the end? We get Kenny Omega.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, Nana had the cinder block kind of coming out. They were going to do the swerve stomp. Omega comes out. I mean, you still could have technically done the stomp. People's irks, as was mine, is you're giving Omega Strickland on free TV. What are you doing? But we're going to get this, probably at the next show at Dynasty. So, I mean, it will come. Hopefully, Kenny's, a little bit more focused. I know he had the Street Fighter commitments, but hey, we're going to get Omega. we're going to see these two in the ring face off next week, Ryan. They're going to set up that match next week.
You want to know what I was like, man, if you want to talk about some crazy shit, what if we get a Partners Collide and we get a tag match where it's Swerve and Moxley against Ospreay and Omega at Roy Wilkins?
Oh my God. Excuse me with a good time. Brody King, we love you. Swerve, it's still your house.
That bump that Swerve took on the cement where the pad was moved.
Oh, yeah.
And and his body like smacked. It sounds like a splatter. That was one of the grossest fucking things I've ever heard in my life. Because that sounded like a kid's like falling like face first on like a gym floor. It was disgusting.
Oh. Yeah. The vertebraker also to Brody King kind of mid-match
we'll break
on the outside.
God, what a good match. Match before it, Alex, this was my least favorite match of the whole night.
It served its purpose. It told the story of Willow Nightingale, your former double champ.
Why the fuck is she taking a pin, though?
That's my annoyance of it as well.
Why are you protecting Harley Cameron?
They're playing the injury since she sustained the shoulder injury in the pre-show, defending her TBS championship, which she did retain, is what I heard.
By DQ.
Willow's good.
I didn't
Willow's
know that.
great.
I didn't know that this. What's her name? Lena Cross.
Lena Cross.
She's fucking stiff. I was there for that part. I
Well,
was like, oh, okay, here we go.
is she a Stardom product or just Australia?
I have never heard of her until she came over here. I think she's Australian.
Well, she commands fucking presence.
Yeah,
as Megan Bain already did.
They're so stiff.
What's their gimmick name?
The Divine Dominion.
Fucking great. I mean, sorry, Penelope Ford, but Lena Cross is Megan Bain's true soulmate. Also, sorry, Joey Janela. Crazy connection there. Do you, boo? But Megan Bain looks comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, there's times where she's just, you know, she looks concerned. Like you could tell by her face. She's like, okay, she's like overthinking at times in matches, but she just looked comfortable. I like the Babes of Wrath as a team. Obviously, Willow is the Shawn Michaels, but you can't dismiss, I should say, you know, kind of what Harley Cameron does. So
she tries. She works hard. Like I'm not mad. I can never be mad at her. Like what she's trying to do.
No,
but you can always tell she's like head and shoulders behind.
But I think it's I wouldn't say head and shoulders, but I mean because as she has more to offer, obviously, than most. I mean, she's improved night and day, you know, over, you know, that whole, what was it, GTV gimmick that they had with Cody Rhodes' boy?
With Johnny Dynamite?
Is that what that was? I just remember reading, I was like, who is this Harley Cameron? But
she
no,
was
it just...
with Taya Valkyrie and them.
Valkyrie. So, shout out to Johnny Mundo, by the way.
He looks great with his head shaved. I watched that match. That shit was tight.
But no, Willow, I think getting the pin, I think it was just because it's obvious that Cameron's going to be the fall girl in that. Mm-hmm. So I think it was kind of a difference. And plus, again, it showcases the injury to her shoulder.
That's
so
fair.
She can kind of go in there. Now she can focus. You know, she could do the whole Rhea EO thing. Like, I must go now. I must defend my title. And maybe Harley Cameron's the one that beats her. You know, takes advantage of the shoulder injury per se. But let's get to our new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, Megan Bain, Lena Cross. Love the dominance, love the showcase, the suplexes, fallaway slams, the backbreakers, whatever power move
they're beating their ass.
These ladies of doom or divine intervention, I don't know, but breath of fresh air, really fun team. Bozilla, get well soon so we can get you back and challenge this team with a partner of your choice. But I'm calling it Harley Cameron's going to beat Willow for the TBS title.
As we have 3 other matches here that were on the pay-per-view.
5-star number 4.
This was my number 4. This match.
This is my 8-star match.
Oh my God, was this everything that I would put into a pro? If I was building a pro wrestling match, it would be this. You do this and you do that. Like when he hit that fucking top rope Death Rider and he kicked out, I almost jumped through my window and just hoped for the best. Like fuck it, like. I mean, this match, and then they did the nice little handshake at the end, because there's 2 things they told him. We can obviously talk about the match, but this will tie into the post match. You have Ospreay hurt because of Moxley. Moxley's booed out of the building for hurting Ospreay and All In. You then have Moxley turn babyface while keeping his faction heel. It's one of the craziest dichotomies I've ever seen, but it worked better than it's ever worked. And then Ospreay comes back. He's the baby face now. And now you could just make Moxley go back to a heel and nobody will notice. If you really just want to make him the heel, nobody's going to fucking notice the difference.
They did kind of the WWE thing for a bit early on, you know, after All In, after Mox was getting all those L's, and you know, you would have Pac do a side eye, or
Yep.
Cesaro, do like a look. You're like, oh, they're doing the Judgment Day thing. No, no, no. And then they stopped. And then they were just like, you know what? Let's just see how this dynamic of heels face with the crowd, anyways. Because he still wasn't doing like face stuff. He would have bursts of it here and now, but it was just something where, yeah, like you said, they didn't point to the elephant in the room. They were still a unit. They were still the Death Riders coming out from the back. Or in this instance, just wow, what a fucking entrance in that back room of the Staples Crypto
Getting
Arena
smacked by Shafir on the way out.
because
Whack,
she's
whack.
the best. We'll get to her, but no, like you said, you craft a wrestling match. Yeah, this was the match I was looking forward to probably the most
It was so
in this
good.
night, because I know I have. You maybe have been a year before me, but I swear that Vice documentary, The Wrestlers, where they go into DDT
Hell
in
yeah.
like 2017, 2018, made me appreciate Takeshita, because we were watching DDT around that era, 2017. And I was like, what the fuck are you having me watch? But I was like, this guy is a wrestler. He's not a comedy guy. This guy's young. He's flexible. He's tall. How is he doing this beautiful drop kick and just the fire? And he was a white meat baby face. And I was like, it's a little too, they're trying to make him Okada or, whatever. And then I watched that documentary, and he's like, I've been writing letters to various, Puro companies saying I would like to train, and no one ever gave me an answer or a reply. And then DDT one day was like, all right, just stop sending your letters. Just come in. He was like 16 years old. And he just learned and learned. And then when he had the opportunity with AEW, was it during the pandemic or 2021?
It was after the pandemic, yeah.
He was taking indie bookings in America. He was doing Warrior Wrestling shows, Ryan.
He worked
that we have
JDX in a
recorded to.
parking lot for MAW.
Like, he was doing the grind. It's like, I'm here. Let me learn this system. He literally was a young boy in the American system while also being on AEW, while also losing on AEW. And then they made you care about him. And then he just started having really awesome runs in every company he would represent, whether it was, of course, DDT or New Japan, where he was having more dominance, and they did not like him because he was affiliated with AEW. Don't mind you, DDT is fine, but AEW cursed them, says New Japan fan base. No, but I mean, every move, any move you could think of from their arsenal, if not a little more, whether it's blood, whether it's like, I don't know, just, I mean, he bit the man's eye. Moxley bites the black eye of Takeshita and makes him bleed while they're on the top rope. Like, this was just great. I love the no time limit. I mean, they just beat the shit out of each other. There's nothing that makes me happier when they're having fun, just murdering. And for them to do the handshake, it was great. I thought Takeshita wasn't going to pass out. I was happy. Like, again, it was a quick pass out. I really wanted him to win, but where they're going next, I understood why.
Well, and like, what's crazy too is at the end of the day, like we talk about, just Takeshita, just. And by the way, if anybody hasn't watched the wrestlers before about DDT, as Alex mentioned, he's like, "What is this show I'm watching? I'll do it because we talk about it." And then after he watched it, I remember you called me. You're like, "I get it. I get DDT now," and like everything after that changed because I get it now. It makes sense, and that's where this Moxley thing is so good. Is because at the end of the day, we talk about Takeshita, we talk about, all these matches and that matches and heels and faces. Jon Moxley is so fucking good at professional wrestling that, you get rid of the X-Pac go away heat, as you mentioned, that we've talked about, and you just get down to the twigs and berries or whatever you call it, and you're like, I get this. I get Jon Moxley. So fucking good. And then when you put Takeshita in there, it's just
I mean, they already had Magic 2 other times, so I mean, it's like, how do you improve it? Like what this company does, or the TK umbrella with Ring of Honor, like their whole gimmick was like, we'll never do repeat matches in the beginning. Whatever, you have to do it to continue a feud. It's just story 101, storytelling 101. But whether it's the Briscoes and FTR, whether it's FTR, Bucks, whether it's Takeshita or Moxley in this instance, they're just beautiful together, and it just puts Takeshita in that spot, within his own group, the Don Callis family, where, yeah, they lost the trios title, but Okada can still, call him baby brother, and hey, how many belts do you have now? You used to have a couple. You used to have the one that I made famous, and I brought, New Japan back from debt. What did you do? They forced you to lose the title, and put over the new guy. But they were both put over in this match. Again, I mean, moves, whatever you want to say, it's just the story of trying to be the best. We're the best wrestle. There's no issue, especially when you watch this match. And
so fucking good.
But what's even crazier, yeah.
I was gonna say, and if you want to move to the next,
Will Ospreay comes back to
Yeah,
a massive fucking pop.
When I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this like weird Metal Gear Solid shit? And I'm going, who are they gonna bring out? And this is the second time I did this in a row, because the match before it I did something very similar. And then when I saw, I was like, holy shit, it's Will Ospreay in a sleep apnea machine, and I was hyped right after that.
That's funny. I thought it was a Weapon X homage.
It probably was,
Metal
but
Gear.
I was like, oh shit, I slept in that last night.
But yeah, but he comes out, like Ryan was saying, the backstage video. He's getting recouped. He had the surgery in September.
He's already back.
March. People were worried he wasn't going to be available in All In. Honestly, I probably would not have had him. I mean, I get it. He has to get back in shape, ring shape at least. Coming out with the dark brown hair, by the way.
Bro,
looking different.
He murdered Mox and Garcia with those hidden blades.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know how you fake either of those. Especially the Garcia one. Oh my God, he killed him. He couldn't. I about tipped my desk over. It's like that man might have a family. I don't know.
Garcia is such a trooper.
Oh my God.
But no. So Ospreay's back. Of course, he's going to come after Moxley. He's going to run the gauntlet of the Death Riders. I'm assuming, like you said, Moxley can turn that switch. He could do any type of character, really, and I mean, it's just going to be fucking phenomenal. Speaking of phenomenal, Ryan, as you were stating, everyone banned from ringside. Timeless Tony Storm taking on Marina Shafir. I love how this feud has taken over months. I love the trust of Marina Shafir. People talk about your Jade Cargills, your protecting of booking. Yes, we don't know her, the Marina Shafir of old, because this Marina Shafir kicks fucking ass, because what TK does is he had her just beat the shit out of dudes, and you're like, she's an MMA fighter. She can kick anybody's ass, male or female. And she just progressed with that character. Like, I don't want to fuck with her. And then you see stuff on like Instagram or Facebook, and she's like doing neck weight exercises while smoking a J, and you're like, this chick is badass, bro. And then she just gets the role, and this was a match I was a little concerned with, but I loved me some Marina Shafir presentation over the last 6 months with this Death Riders clique. But I was a little worried. I'm like, how's Tony Storm gonna, let's hope she can take care of her. This could be interesting. But I was treated to a fucking wonderful watch and an enjoyable match. Because again, Shafir just gets it. It's not even hiding the weaknesses anymore. She just has to be the fearless fighter that she actually is. And Tony Storm just taking control kind of throughout, I would say, the whole match was pretty damn wonderful. But I mean, she gets the win. She does the big package. So
Yeah,
it's kind of fun there.
big package after biting mommy's milk or mother's milk.
Milk, yeah. But
And I'll say this real quick, not to stop your point, because I want you to keep
Yeah.
going with it. I just don't want to. I don't want this to get missed while we're going through and get to the ending. I'm gonna. When I say this, I know people might think, for a great match, this is weak. So I gave this match 3.25. Okay, but I give this match 3.25, saying that was the best not gimmicked singles one-on-one match Marina Shafir's ever had in her life.
ever had.
She worked her ass off. Toni Storm is so good. She knew how to do everything that she needed to in that match. And every time I could tell Shafir was kind of, all right, here's the next thing, here's the next thing. Toni Storm was just bringing her through it. And she kept going with it. And once again, look, it's sandwiched between a 4 3/4 and 5-star match. I'm sorry. It's hard when you're going against Bucks FTR, having the greatest match they've ever had together. And I don't even think it's debatable. And then Moxley and Takeshita, which would, if it wasn't for how many stakes were in that main event, that would have been my favorite match of the night, Moxley Takeshita.
Like those three matches could have been a final 3 match on any pay-per-view card. Like that's the crazy thing about it. And it would have worked because the women's match would have been your quote unquote bathroom match. But I think with the stars that were involved, Shafir's a star. She's been in one of the most divisive, wrestling factions in recent memory. And she's a star from the MMA world. Like, this was a match I don't think a lot of people would have went to utilize that term.
And I don't think I shouldn't say I don't think. I think they knew that with Tekla and Statlander later, that was going to be the match of the night for the women's division. So we don't have to we don't need to try to top that,
Yes.
I guarantee you, Storm's like, I don't need to do with you what I did with Mariah May last year, setting her out the door and then having the worst year of her life. And I don't know why I took that extra shot. That's because I'm a petty asshole. I'm sorry, but that's my fault. Shouldn't have done that. We're in a positive mood right now. But she took Marina Shafir to a place that Shafir was able to follow. And I guarantee you they went in the back and were like, thanks for that match. That was great. We had a lot of fun. And I tell you what, I'm sitting there watching her, fucking swim on the entrance ramp. And I'm like, is Nyla Rose going to come and splash her or something? Or like, are they going to, like, who's going to come, like, attack her while she's doing this?
Yeah.
And then I went, oh my God, Tony Khan is the smartest businessman I have ever seen in my entire life. And before I dive into that, continue your Storm Shafir to finish in the match, and if you want to bring in the next feud or the next thing that happened, and I'll give you my reason after.
I don't even think it would be a feud per se. I think it was just a homie helping out a homie.
So,
I mean, go ahead.
I think they're gonna wrestle at Double or Nothing.
You do?
Yes.
Isn't the Carano fight like the next month?
So this is why, to me, Tony Khan is a fucking genius. He brings in, and now, mind you, none of this may happen, and I'm just saying this for no reason, okay? Say you agree to a 3-month contract with Ronda Rousey where you're going to have her come in, she can tag with Shafir, and then we'll give you Tony. You'll put over Tony in New York at Double or Nothing, and then, if it's still working, maybe we can figure something else out. But if you're just looking to do something quick to stay in shape while you're training for your fight, we're more than welcome to have you. So you now get Toni Storm against Ronda Rousey at Double or Nothing. Okay. I believe Double or Nothing is the weekend after her Carano fight.
Okay.
So this is where I'm saying, this is where Paul Levesque is playing checkers and Tony Khan is playing chess. What was the exact thing you said was, well, can she really wrestle? She has a fight the next month, which the fight's actually the week before. She's fighting on Netflix, correct?
Correct.
What is on every Monday night on Netflix?
I believe Love is Blind.
That's Wednesdays.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
By,
that's
by
right,
the way,
we're in
there's a
March.
guy who looks like AJ Styles in the new season, and he is a piece of shit.
You're talking about the Ohio season?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, not the guy who's like, I only date girls that go to the gym.
Yeah, that guy. He's
That guy
like.
looks nothing like AJ Styles.
Wait till you watch the reunion show.
Well, because he had a little longer hair and he looked even more douchier. So that guy was paying $3,000 or $4,000 for like a 700 square foot place, and the chick owned like $1 million home.
Yeah, and he told her she didn't work out enough. That chick looked like Demi Lovato. She was bad as hell.
Yeah,
That guy was a.
but she's
idiot.
a very wealthy businesswoman, and I'm like, dude, why would you fumble the bag so idiotically?
She was probably
For
the hottest one on that
someone-
show.
For someone who didn't, the one chick with the weird tall Kyle.
The tall guy. Oh, Brittany.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Brian Klecker's favorite too. Sorry, Brian, if
Yeah,
I outed you.
she's a baddie.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, that's fair.
And she just wanted love, and that guy was so weird. And I'm like, really? That guy?
It's because he hung out with
but
that
no-
soccer guy that the Minnesota FC drafted.
Oh, Jesus. Who, me, Alex?
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck, the Minnesota Loons drafted this fucker 3 years ago. I know this guy. That's why I knew
drafted
he.
by everyone.
Yeah, that's why I knew he wasn't like lying about the soccer draft. I'm like, no, we literally drafted him in the second round. Like
That's funny.
I knew that guy was.
But no, I mean, so Raw's on Mondays.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
So-
ingenious.
So now check this out. Every time Ronda Rousey is gonna do media for Netflix, what can she or will she promote because she has angst and spite for the rival company? Tony Khan
It
is.
depends on the contract. It depends on. So that's the thing. Is she going to be allowed to wrestle before this?
I don't think. I
fight
think
with
she's
Ronda?
only going to wrestle one match, and it's Tony Storm.
Oh, okay.
But I
thought
think-
you said she could work tag matches. So you're saying
Well, I mean,
after?
yeah,
Toni
like
Storm.
I mean, I guess if you really wanted to do tag matches, you could do like schmazes where nothing happens, or you could run a tag match the week in between Double or Nothing and the Chrono fight.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, who cares? It's a freak show on Jake Paul's
mean-
fighting
To be fair, maybe we see her.
in Minnesota.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe she knocks out Storm, and she's like, "All right, I got a match to go, blah blah blah, or a fight. I'm gonna go fight this expendable, and then I'll see you at Double or I'll see you a week later
So
in New York."
if that's how it's going to go, whether I'm right or wrong, but if I'm right, Tony Khan is going to be having Ronda Rousey advertise his product on the same network Raw is on, and he's not paying a fucking dime.
No,
And everyone in WWE was blindsided by her going there. And she has enough spite, and she's a fucking petty ass woman.
yeah, she don't care, and I love
So
it.
yeah, so like if we see her next week and she's like, yeah, you know, after I fight Gina Carano's bitch ass, I'm gonna go take on Tony Storm because AEW is the best wrestling promotion. Fuck Monday Night Raw, which is on the same channel. Like, this is why I went, oh my god, Tony Khan, this is the best. This is finally him going, and I'm once again, I could be wrong, but if my instincts are right, this is him going, you fuck with me so long, you're finally going to get fucked with. And I'm
mean-
doing it in a way that there's literally nothing you can do about it. Because the only way you can stop this is if you make Logan Paul go to his brother, or you make Netflix go to his brother and say you have to get rid of the show because of Raw. They're going to tell him to fuck off. Because these Jake Paul boxing things are the biggest draw. Like, it crashed Netflix. Raw don't even make the top 10. Tony Khan has literally listed in somebody who's going to give them more promotion on WWE's front fucking step. It's brilliant. It's genius. And I love it. I love it. This is you going, fuck you. You want to fucking
like
shut us down? Suck my
Yeah.
ass.
I love that idea.
Oh man.
That's a great theory, and I believe you're probably 95% right.
Meanwhile, Doc Hendricks, when we keep talking, was going dip, dip, dip.
So, that was a different guy, wasn't it? Wasn't that Jarrett?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it was Doc Hendricks. You're right. You're right. The Freebird.
But
Dude.
just and then obviously the opener, Alex. Unless you have anything else in the store match.
Well, yeah, no. Marina Shafir, man, I just love
She
the
worked hard.
evolution, and it all came to fruition at Revolution, and I can't wait to see more from her.
How cool is it? She loses. She goes and she just walks in the back.
Like they've given her the Lesnar treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
She's a
as that
badass.
special attraction, yeah. Where every time I see her on screen, it's like, and then if we're watching it with, or if I'm watching it with people, I'm like, it's like, oh, she can kick anybody's ass,
And then,
I was like, she's a legit shooter. Like, it's crazy.
In the midst of her, like, fuck, I lost. She walks to the back and she stops and she's like, hold up, I have a job to do, and smacks the fucking bitch shit out of John Moxley. Like, you better not do it. I just didn't lose.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. What a great way to get into these matches.
Oh, man.
Alex, I'm fired up, man.
And then they start off with a bona fide classic.
4 3/4. This is the best Bucks FTR match they've ever had. Everything they tried to do worked, and the brother threw one of the best beer cups I've ever seen. Alex, the floor is yours. Because goddamn, when Brother Malachi threw that beer in, oh my god, and Stokely was so good. Fuck, man, I gotta take a lap. I gotta take a lap.
So the Bucks' faces definitely you miss what they bring to the table, but also the EVP thing, the wannabe Succession type of aspect they have with those EVP characters. Just lame. And then you had the whole, hey, I'm rich, I'm poor Buck, this and that. And they were in a funk. It was just a weird space. They were, just kind of stepping away. But once they became the faces, they came out with their family, all the kids. Good. I was like, oh my God, this is just perfect. Of course, hometown area. They're, starting out the show going against some of the best work, if not the best work, besides the Briscoe stuff that FTR has done as the heelish, kind of aspect all of 2025, definitely into the first quarter of 26. And I mean, it's what you expect in a match. It's blood. It's beer getting thrown. It's a father and son having a moment, saying, go get him, Dad.
Nick Jackson rules, by the way. He's so talented.
Dax going to them just drawing is brilliant. Going to the family, they're all looking at the kids, giving them the thumbs down. Like it's just great work. But I mean, you can go through every move. If you know these teams and you've watched these teams, you can pinpoint what they're going to do. But when you see a Shatter Machine performed by the Bucks, I'm like, that was the coolest thing ever. When you see a super Shatter Machine off the top
hell
rope,
yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, like they just hit that shit and they just beat the Bucks clean. You're just like, it's art. Like when it's done good, it's great.
Nick Jackson selling the fucking BT trigger.
Yeah, everything. I mean,
it was great, man. It was
the only thing, and this is a stupid nitpick.
No, it might not.
And it's a throwback. The only thing that irritated me in this match was, when they were both in the sharpshooters and they were near each other. We've seen this spot so many times before with them. We need to make that special because when it was done against DIY, you're like, oh my God, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then when they've done it with the Briscoes or, insert team here, like when they space it out, it's good. But I was just like, oh. And then other teams have been doing it, over the years. it's just kind of and it was so quick this time. Usually it's that drama towards the end of the match, but this was kind of middle-ish, I want to say. But that's my only nitpick, and that's fine. It's a stupid nitpick because these guys just tore the house down. And like I was saying, this Bucks iteration, I like. They're saying they're almost getting ready. As a team, to maybe call it a day, maybe not now or tomorrow. But this is just a good way. I just hope it's not like we're losing, type of Bucks thing. This is, I don't know, like you had to do this match for the location, for FTR. This was their reward, like for both teams for turning shit around.
Yeah.
In the last couple of months here, and really kicking it into high gear. But and then we get more returns, and it was just pretty cool. Avenge me.
Look, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I know
I like Christian. I don't know why I'm liking Christian, but I got more excited to see Christian than Adam Copeland.
Think about the thing we've said after every Copeland pay-per-view match, though. We're like, that actually wasn't that bad. Like, we always have that, wow, he did better than I thought or it was better than I thought it was going to be type thing. Mm-hmm. And that's just maybe because he's able to work and he's got more freedom. But I'm kind of in on this three-way feud. Like,
yeah.
You put Edge and Christian, who showed they can still work in a tag scenario, babyface Bucks, which are the best incarnation of the Bucks, and FTR, who is the best tag team in pro wrestling right now. Like, if you want to do a three-way at Dynasty, and I know you're probably gonna have Edge and Christian win the titles just to do it
next week. Yeah,
it's the 12th. It's the week before Mania.
No, I'm saying next week.
Oh, yeah, do it next week here. I bet you it's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah. No, it was kind of cool to kind of see. And again, this was the start. I know we went backwards, ladies and germs, but a start of surprise, like back to back matches, and you're like, what else are they gonna do?
This show is incredible.
That's why I said, like, the first 4 matches, you're like, oh, you could put that up against any card.
Yeah. Well, and then 3 of the last 4 for me were 5 stars.
Well, yeah, and then you had the back half.
like
I said, I didn't even see the ladies match there, but all I gotta say, man, is I'm not gonna spoil you, but we're getting a match next week, bro.
Oh, are we getting something tight at the show?
We're getting a match next week, bro.
Well, I'm gonna watch Dynamite. I'm gonna watch the New Japan Cup next, and then I'm gonna watch Dynamite and go to bed. So I'll see it. I'm excited, but yeah, man, I truly think this, and this is where I was gonna say at the beginning, where I know we've said this before. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever had 4 5-star matches on a show in my life. I wish I would have fact checked it, but as we
Not
were
even Wrestle Kingdom.
No, because Wrestle Kingdom, like my favorite Wrestle Kingdom ever was 10 or 11 or whatever it was. I went the full 5 on Okada Omega. I went 4 3/4 on Tanahashi Naito. I went 4.5 on Goto Shibata, or whatever it was, Shibata Ishii. And then I went 4.25 on Hiromu and Kushida.
Really?
Last year's Revolution, I had 3 5-star matches. Because it was Okada Takeshita, it was Fletcher Ospreay in the cage, and then it was Mariah May Toni Storm in the Hollywood ending. Revolution,
Jesus.
and you look before that, the year before that, we had Bucks against Sting and Darby. Mm-hmm. You look before that, we had Bucks versus Hangman and Kenny. Revolution is the best pay-per-view, it seems like, every year.
Yeah.
And if you look at the last 2 years for me, February and March, man, Revolution and the New Beginning in Osaka are my favorite shows every year right now. I don't know why, but I love these shows.
I mean, their track record is proven,
God
man.
bless America.
Oh,
Alex,
wonderful show.
I know we shot for 10, but damn it, I think we poured our heart out on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
That show was fucking incredible, man. It was such a good AEW just doesn't.
The main event, I mean, again, skewers, explosions, syringes through cheeks, shooting water, barbed wire.
Somebody was like, how did that syringe spot not bother you? I was like, dude, I've seen about 50 Toshiyuki Sakuda matches. That motherfucker does 2 in one match. Like,
I rewound it like 7 times, and Kaylee's like, "What did you do?" Like, you're watching it. I was like, "This is so cool!" like, yeah, we've seen it, but it's still fucking cool. And
because it's not Japan. In Japan, you're just like, oh, they do this shit. Like, you don't necessarily always see. We're not watching Game Changer. This was on, you know, this
real pros.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, Alex, this show. I'm so glad that you decided to have us do a split show with today and tomorrow to talk about this, because this would have took our whole time tomorrow and we would have just gave up.
Yeah.
And this show deserved, like, we always like, God, I wish we had more time to talk about that show. This fucking show deserved that time and we made it. So, pleasure, sir. And,
No,
you know,
this was great.
For these shits and the giggles, we had Ricochet losing the title to fucking Jack Perry, which whatever is what it is. Lita Crosswell and Nightingale was a double DQ or a DQ match. And then Infantry lost to Boom and Doom. But Shane Taylor continues to be one of my favorite people in pro wrestling as he muffed the Rizzler. And he gave a Shane Douglas belly-to-belly suplex to the floor to Wayne Brady. So
what?
Yeah, Wayne Brady slapped Shane Taylor. He's like, I'll slap a bitch, and he slapped him, and Shane Taylor grabbed him.
Said, "I'm Wayne Brady, bitch,"
and I think he might have too. And Shane Taylor pulled him over to guardrail, gave him a belly to belly on the floor. I was like, God damn, I love Shane Taylor.
Oh my God, we might even get a cool match next week. Oh my God.
This company is on.
Dude, we're going to see. I can't wait to see a reaction.
Should I have played this right here?
There's now train being run on Kojima now.
Good night, Ryan.
Good night, Ryan. Oh,
we'll see you at Revolution. We'll see you at Dynamite next week and tomorrow night, because we got some Dragon Gate news.
Oh, my Lance, do we have some Dragon Gate talk for you guys tomorrow?
Oof.
Don't forget Yoshitatsu. Always wants to remember.
Bobby Fish is still wearing t-shirts.